Hey, TIpo here. Ready for some fun English? Let's go.
Hi there, welcome back to Podcast and Chill. I'm Gwen.
And I'm Leo, the happiest guy alive today.
Okay, now I'm curious. What's going on? You look more excited than usual.
It's really great. I woke up at 6 o'clock without my alarm clock. The weather was nice. Then I made the best cup of coffee I had ever had before heading to a job I actually love.
So, like every day, right?
Yep. But have you ever stopped to notice what you already have? I have never, until today.
Really? What made you think that?
Frankly, I have no clue. I just woke up and felt grateful. Who could have thought waking up without an alarm is so amazing?
That's exactly what we're talking about today.
About waking up at 6 without an alarm?
No, silly. About the secret power of positive thinking.
All right, let's figure out how just being positive can help us power through rainy days. Being positive can be so rewarding.
You know what else is rewarding? Our free PDF that includes today's podcast transcript. We'll drop the link in the description box.
And don't worry if you don't understand something. We're going to explain some difficult but useful words later.
So, are you ready? Let's get started.
The thing is, Gwen, I'm kind of scared this is just a weird burst of positivity.
Why do you think that? Isn't today the same as your other days?
Yeah, it is. But I feel like the moment I hit my bed tonight, those thoughts will sneak in again.
What thoughts?
Like that voice in my head saying I'm not enough.
What do you mean by you're not enough?
You know, not smart enough, not tall enough, not attractive enough.
Not fit enough, not successful enough, not rich enough, right?
Right. It's like I'm always falling short. Do you get it?
I totally get it. That's the problem with modern life. Everyone feels like they're in a race.
What's even weirder about this is that even when I get what I want, I still think something is missing. Am I greedy?
No, you're not greedy. It's just sometimes people like to compare themselves with others.
Oh, you don't say.
Especially now with social media. You can easily see photos and videos of strangers on vacation, getting new jobs, starting businesses, or getting married.
That's exactly what I hate about social media. I know I should be happy for other people's success, but I can't stop myself from feeling jealous and sad.
Oh, sounds like you've been through this before.
Definitely.
I'm listening.
Do you know how much I hate myself after watching a 30-second TikTok video of someone learning French?
Why's that?
Because they spoke perfect French.
But your French is good too, Leo.
Not as good as theirs. Their accent was amazing. Mine?
What's wrong with yours?
I think French people would never let me touch a croissant if they heard me speak their language.
Leo, having an accent doesn't mean you're bad at a language. Also, that person might have studied French longer than you. It's not fair to compare.
The worst part about being jealous is I know this is true, but I can't stop comparing myself and hating myself.
I know many of us have felt this too, especially when it comes to learning English or trying to get better at anything.
Yeah, I think we all get it. The envy, the self-doubt, the way your confidence just disappears.
Oh, it doesn't disappear.
So, where is it?
It's just taken away by comparing yourself to others. That's why I always say comparison is the thief of joy.
Is there a way we can get our joy back?
Sure, we need a change in focus.
A change in focus? What should we focus on?
On our life's true value. That doesn't come from what we don't have, but from what we do have right now.
But think about it, Gwen. I don't have anything amazing right now.
Really? What about your coffee this morning? Wasn't it the best coffee you ever made?
That's just a cup of coffee.
Leo, you always said you were bad at making coffee. You said you wanted to make good coffee. Now you did it, and you say it's nothing?
I mean, it's so small.
What about this job? Do you love it?
Well, I do love doing this podcast with you. When I first got this job, I was so excited. I literally told everyone.
And now?
Now I want to host a bigger show with more people listening. I really love our listeners and appreciate that they're here with us, but I want to reach more people.
The point is, Leo, we often forget what we used to want after we get it.
Really?
Yes, that happens a lot. When we get something, we start wanting the next thing. A new phone, a better apartment, more money.
Sad but true.
Like I said, lots of people live life like a race. And what happens when your life is a race?
Everything is fast?
Yes, so fast that we don't have time to stop and think about what we have right now.
Is that important to do, though?
Of course it is. If you always take what you already have for granted, you will never know what you have. So you'll keep wanting more and never be happy.
That reminds me of something my friend told me.
What did they say?
He told me a story about a guy on a motorcycle who wanted to be like the guy in the car.
Ah, the grass is always greener thing?
Except the motorcycle guy has no idea the car guy is drowning in debt for buying that car.
So, what's your takeaway from that?
I guess we're always looking at other people's highlight reels, but we don't see the full picture.
And
maybe I should stop doing that with my own life too.
right? We can't really know what someone else is going through.
How about you, Gwen? Have you always been good at this gratitude stuff, or did you have to learn it the hard way too?
Well, I used to share a one-bedroom apartment with 2 people and work 2 different jobs to pay rent. So I'm very grateful for what I have right now.
Totally. Sometimes just having a comfortable home, a steady job, and good food daily is what so many people are wishing for.
So, if we don't stop and look back, we'll never know how much we've grown, and we'll always think we're not enough.
So, I guess we don't need to wait for everything in life to be perfect to feel thankful.
That's spot on. Being thankful isn't about having a perfect life. It's about seeing what you have right now.
So the key is just to be present, right?
Yep, and don't forget, maybe your ordinary life is already someone else's miracle.
Now I get that we should stop worrying about the past or stressing about the future, but how do we actually become more grateful?
It just takes a little daily practice. But don't worry, it's super simple.
I'm all ears.
So try starting your day with one small thing you're thankful for right after you wake up, no matter what day it is.
Even if I wake up with a cold?
Yep. Why not? You can be thankful that your body's working hard to fight the virus off. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Wow, that's a different way of looking at it. I always thought gratitude was for big stuff.
Like what?
Like being saved from a fire or something. Not that I ever want to be in that situation.
True. But honestly, it's the small stuff that matters most. Like being thankful for your morning coffee.
Oh yeah, especially when it's strong and hot. That is worth being thankful for.
Or when it's raining, let's be thankful for cooler air, clean streets, and happy plants.
Well, this is easier than I thought. If I do this every day, maybe I'll be the happiest person forever, not just today.
Yep. And you should also make it a habit by writing about what you're grateful for. Even just 3 things a day can start to change things for the better.
Oh, I should write them in French to practice too.
Right. We can practice our French, English, or whatever language we're learning by writing down things we're grateful for. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
Great! I guess I finally found a use for that journal I bought months ago. It's just been collecting dust.
What's greater is that the more you practice gratitude, the more things you notice to be thankful for.
And what's the end game of it?
It is, eventually, that positivity just becomes part of who you are. So nothing can ever steal your joy.
You know, Gwen, sometimes I think I need a whole new life to feel happy.
I used to think that too, but maybe you don't need a new life, just a new way of looking at your life.
Yeah, I get it now. We don't have to and shouldn't wait until we find our life perfect to feel grateful, right?
That's what I meant. Joy can be found in every little things. Even things as small as a cup of tea, a quiet afternoon, or the voice of your loved ones can give us some peace of mind.
I guess when we really stop and appreciate those little things, they don't feel small anymore. They feel huge.
It can make you feel a little overwhelmed because there's so much to be thankful for.
Feeling overwhelmed? Is that the side effect of being grateful? Do I become weaker?
No way. Being grateful doesn't make you weak. It's actually a quiet kind of strength.
What kind of strength?
The strength of seeing the good even when things don't go your way.
That's the power of positivity, right?
Yes. And it takes some practice, courage, and trust in yourself.
I never thought of it like that. I always thought strength was about pushing through.
Peace of mind isn't loud, it's soft, and it's already inside you. So guys, how is it going?
Are you keeping up with us so far?
Before we dive into some key vocab from our chat earlier, let's take a quick break.
Grab some water, stretch a bit, or close your eyes for a bit to relax.
And when you're ready, let's check out some super useful words and phrases with us.
All right, Gwen, I think it's time to go over some key vocabulary from our talk today. First, appreciate. It means to recognize the value of something or someone and feel thankful for it. For example, I really appreciate you helping me out with my project.
Second, the grass is always greener. It's a saying that means other people's situations always seem better than your own. For example, he quit his job thinking the grass was always greener, but now he misses his old team.
Third, value as a noun. It refers to the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. For example, spending time with loved ones has great value to me.
Fourth, peace of mind. It means a feeling of calm and no stress, often because things are taken care of. For example, having insurance gives me peace of mind when I travel.
Fifth, be present. It means to fully focus on the moment you're in, not distracted by the past or future. For example, when I'm with family, I try to put my phone away and just be present.
Finally, grateful. It means feeling thankful and showing appreciation. For example, I'm really grateful for all the support I got during a tough time. The best time to practice your English was yesterday.
And the second best time is right now.
So, why not give this podcast another listen to catch what you missed earlier?
And try to spot that vocab we just broke down. So, gratitude is indeed powerful, huh?
Indeed. It's quiet, but strong. It can get us through some of our toughest days.
That's so true. Once we stop taking things for granted and start appreciating even the little stuff, we can finally shut down that voice in our heads telling us we're not enough.
Exactly. Being thankful, even for the smallest things, is the secret to a real and lasting joy.
So don't forget to be grateful, friends.
And if you ever worry you're not enough, ask yourself, what if you're already living the life you once wished for? It's just that you haven't seen it yourself.
And if you still need a reminder, come hang with us again, because here at the Learning English Podcast, we've always got your back.
All right, it's time to wrap up. Remember, peace begins the moment you decide to be thankful.
So what's one small thing you're grateful for today? For Gwen and me, it's having you here with us.
How about you? Let us know in the comments section down below.
Catch you in the next episode.
In the meantime, take care of yourself.